S.E. Cupp wrote a funny article for townhall.com where she argues that she knows who specifically to blame for the rise of Donald Trump. And the answer is liberals. How does she come to this conclusion? Well, let's hear her out. She says the following, quote, "Thanks to unrelenting demands by the left for increasingly preposterous levels of political correctness over the past decade, people are simply fed up. Trump survives, nay, thrives, because he is seen as the antidote, bravely and unimpeachably standing athwart political correctness. If not for the loony sensitivities foisted upon us by the left, someone like Trump would be immediately dismissed as unprofessional and unserious, an incoherent blurter. Instead, he's the equally extreme response to extreme correctness. If everything is offensive in Liberalville, then nothing will be offensive in Trumpland." Okay. That may be one of the dumbest theories I've ever heard in my life. So let me get this right, S.E. You're saying the people to blame for the rise of Trump are not the people who are saying, "I support Trump," the conservatives. No. The people to blame are the liberals who actively say, "This guy's fucking crazy. I don't support him. I don't want anybody to support him. He's insane. I hope he never wins." So the people who are against him are to blame for him. That makes absolutely no sense. And notice how she flipped it. So what did she say here? If not for the loony sensitivities foisted upon us by the left, someone like Trump would be dismissed. No, you know who has loony sensitivities? People who support Donald Trump. You want to know why? Because he's a loon. So to support him, you have to be a loon. It's like no matter what, it always comes back to blame the liberals. Everything is blame the liberals. Now, here's why Donald Trump is actually doing well. Because he's anti-establishment. He's posing himself that way. Now, it may not actually be true. If he were to get in office, he might actually listen to the lobbyists. Now, he says he won't, but, I mean, that's, you know, those are his people. Those are his boys. He's been in business his whole life, and all he knows is corruption. All he knows is legal bribery and stuff like that. But he's positioning himself as, hey, I'm the guy, I may be rich, I may be a billionaire, but that's just because I'm successful, but I guarantee you I'm going to stand up for the American people, only as long as they're white, but I'm going to stand up for them, and I'm not going to listen to the lobbyists, and I'm going to do what's right for America. I'm going to make America great. Says it on my hat, so it must be true. That's why he's doing well. He's doing well because of over-the-top confidence, which people like, they just like, especially right-wingers, because they're authoritarians, so they go, oh my god, he said something strong, he must be right. It's that coupled with, I'm on your side and fuck the establishment, I know you hate the establishment, I hate the establishment too. Now again, that might not be true, he's a billionaire. I mean, it's preposterous to think he's big-time anti-establishment, but again, he's positioning himself that way, so people go, he's anti-establishment, he's confident, I like him, I'm for that guy. And what's the alternative? You gonna go to Scott Walker? Fucking establishment puppet 101 who's boring and who doesn't have two brain cells to rub together and always compares unions to ISIS? I mean, look at the fucking alternatives. What are you gonna go with? Rick Santorum and his fetus in a jar? Is that who you're gonna vote for? So that's why he's doing well, but notice, man, this always happens. It's so funny that S.E. Cupp likes to fancy herself some sort of independent-minded centrist. Oh, I'm an atheist, ooh, but I'm conservative too. Ooh, I threw you off, didn't I? But it always comes back to, with her and with others, it's always the fault of the liberals, no matter what the issue is. Blame the liberals, blame the liberals, blame the liberals. Even when it is quite literally the far right-wing base, far right wing base that is supporting Trump. You can't point your finger at the right wing base. No, you can't. They're precious. So who do you blame? The people who are literally the opposite on the political spectrum. Blame the liberals because of PC nonsense. Again, man, I've spoken about this before. When it comes to political correctness, are there things to be concerned about? Absolutely. I think there are. I don't like the fact that they change terminology every 3 weeks. You can't say illegal alien. You have to say illegal immigrant. Oh, now you can't say illegal immigrant either. You have to say undocumented immigrant. Yes, I get it. They move the goalposts all the time, and sometimes liberals get mad about jokes, which pisses me off to no end. So yes, there is a problem with political correctness in the country. And, you know, I've actually done segments where I come out swinging against it. But the reality is, by and large, when the right-wingers are screaming about political correctness, you can bet your bottom dollar it's because they're trying to get away with saying something false. I mean, there are criticism like when Bill Maher rants about political correctness, I think he's almost always right about it, and he's making good points. When S.E. Cupp or, Donald Trump rants about the problem with political correctness, he's saying that because he wants to be able to call all Mexicans rapists and not have you respond and say, hey, you're fucking wrong. So there's a difference here. When the right-wingers scream about political correctness, it's because they want to live in a fact-free world. So no, you don't blame the liberals for the rise of Donald Trump. You blame the ultra-right-wing base and the establishment for the rise of Donald Trump.